This is where we're going to start my podcast. Welcome to this special podcast edition and special Q&A on the coronavirus and what you can do during the coronavirus, COVID-19, to really keep your business going and keep your mindset through it all, okay? So the first thing you have to do is don't panic. But all of us kind of initially panicked. But don't panic, and then plan. Okay, so when it comes to planning, understand what you have control over and what you don't. And I've always said that to you guys, right? And in the midst of all this, it's really hard to remember that. There's no use worrying, oh my God, what if I get it? Oh my God, what if I have no business during this time? When we get into fear, remember the number one thing that fear makes us do is actually retreat and causes us to sit around and be resistant to anything. Doing anything, we kind of become lazy bums who watch TV. Like most people are going to retreat, watch TV, kind of lay around because they get played into their fear. So number one thing, plan. Don't panic. Know that it's fear. Plan. What do you have? Okay, so you have to get supplies. And what do people in their fear do? They start hoarding supplies. Fear will not bring us together. So they start hoarding supplies, these toilet paper hoarders, and get enough for you, okay, and your family. No need to hoard, and you're really only getting enough in case there's closure of the grocery stores, or we really can't leave our house as much, right? 3 weeks-ish, okay? And honestly, I probably could have lived off of 3 weeks with what was in my cupboard if I really tried, right? So that's another thing. That's what you have control over, okay? And then understand that you're in your fear. So this means now you have to take action. There's lots of things you can do other than watch Netflix while you're in self-isolation, right? Monique said she's in isolation. I'm trying to isolate myself too, actually. This week, I think, depending on where you live, right? This week, we're just at the start, okay? So things will be relatively normal, but try and self-isolate, like they said, social distance. I'll let the medical community comment on that. Everything I'm saying right now, by all means, never risk your health or other people's health, okay? But this is not a time to retreat. And what do I mean by retreat? Like I'm not saying, oh, go out and spread it everywhere, but you can expand while you're at home. Instead of retreating while you're inside your house, sitting around, watching Netflix, laying around, I want everyone to think about how they can expand. So get creative. So I'm going to talk about business first. But I don't care if you don't own a business, you still need to remain productive during this time. And part of the beauty of this, you guys, is that we can spend more time with our loved ones, right? Select loved ones. We can declutter. We can organize our life. We can plan. We can make our manifestation plans. Yay! We could do our taxes. We can look at our goals and plan our goals and make our frog list on everything we're going to do. We can go 10x into our social media. For those of you guys who are resistant to doing the 30-day video challenge, do a freaking video every single day. And I mean, declutter. There's so much you can do. Okay. But for those of you who are running a business, or those who aren't, our job is to expand. Don't be a bump on the log. And if anything, one reason why I'm okay right now, you guys, is because I just went through hell with my abortion. I went through hardcore depression. I went through a lot of fear. And now I know what to do in these really crazy situations. And part of feeling better is taking care of you and yourself and your health, yes. But part of feeling better is actually doing something. The more you lay around and watch Netflix, the more you resist and give into your fear, the more that you give into their fear, because right now fear is thick and there's tons. You guys read your beginning modules of your 90-day chakra cleanse. There is tons of fear projection going on right now. People trying to dump their fear onto you. The media trying to dump their fear onto you. When I go to the grocery store, it's thick. Now, of course, we need to be responsible, but there's a lot of fear projection. And the tendency will be to lay around and be a bump on the log because of our fear. Nothing wrong with resting, but don't turn your whole life into that. Okay? Here's the thing. So, the other people in your industry are going to quit. If you stay in your fear as a business person and you don't expand here, you're going to come out of this virus very small. Your business is not going to do well at the end of this virus. You're not going to be doing well if you keep on giving into that fear and retreating. So you need to get creative in your business and think about what other people in your industry aren't doing. This is, Grant Cardone says, this is a time to get them where it hurts, attack them at their weakness. This is where, Robert Greene would say, this is a good time to eliminate your competition. And it is your duty to serve all your clients and give them tons of information to help them and guide them. The people who are on here right now are leaders. And whether you have a business or not, you are to guide people and help people the way you can through this. Because right now there's people in their houses just shaking in fear and they're completely immobilized. And that is not a good place to be. So it's all our job as leaders to get creative in our business and be there for our people. I'm not even saying sell them anything. I'm saying you have to be there. You have to be there on social media. So, and I'm going to talk about what I'm doing different than my competitors to give you guys a few tips, right? This is actually the time to be more with them, more present, and actually it's a great time for sales too, right? Especially because there's going to be a lot of people who are, right now everyone's at home and they're going to be in their fear and they're going to be watching social media. Get on social media. Help people through there every single day. Other people in your industry are going to retreat and quit. They don't know what to do right now. But that's a lot of times because a lot of them are in their fear. Oh my God, what's going to happen to my business? Okay? Now, if you feed into this fear, get smaller and smaller and stop doing things, your business isn't going to grow and it's going to take the hit during this time, and it's going to be hard to even recover as you come out of this virus. Grant Cardone, I've been watching a lot of him since the 10X conference. He says the whole world is actually getting the financial flu. It's not necessarily, we do have coronavirus, but with it comes the financial flu because there's so much retreat. Fear. You guys know that retreat and fear and resistance and not doing anything makes you poor and stuck. So I'm telling you to do the opposite, keep on going. Find out what other people in your industry aren't doing. Brainstorm. And then you do it. This is the time to take massive action. Put in extra work. Go full speed. There's so much time now to do those things that get neglected in our business. Me sending out the bonus modules, can't wait. Can't wait. Isolating in my house. Commit to massive action and expansion. You know what? Number one thing, after you go out and you get your supplies, commit to say, you know what? I'm not going to be in my fear. I'm not going to resist. I'm actually going to do things here. And I'm going to take action. I'm going to be there for people. Okay? Remember what you have control over and what you don't. You have a lot of control over the action you can take in your business. You have a lot of control over the action you can do in your personal development right now. Or you can sit and watch Netflix. Very easy to do, very easy not to do. Careful of the news. I know you guys need some news just to be updated. But if I had it up to me, I'd just tell you guys to watch Shasta and me. Literally. Between the two of us, we got it covered. Okay? So be careful with the news. I'm just reading some of my notes here. Oh, yeah. So I want to talk a bit about last time I got sick in early December. I hadn't quite found out I was pregnant yet. And I got massively sick with a virus. Like, it was throwing up. I threw up, got so dehydrated, and it was such a contagious virus that was going on. I got it from my father very easily, that I decided to isolate myself. Okay? And I this was before I found out I was pregnant, just like days before. And I had fallen into a little bit of a depression because isolation can kind of mess you up a bit. But for me, it's, I'm just seeing what's happening in the chat here. Sweet. Jessica's taking 10x and applying for jobs. Sweet. Right on, Monique. She's saying I am gonna get productive in your business. Yeah, I mean, if you're, if you aren't going to work, do something. Good job. Ken sent a comic. Norovirus. That's what I had. Thank you, Ken. And so what it did, because you guys know, I ended up getting a little bit depressed, and pain is sometimes a hot potato, but I couldn't pass it on because I was isolated. So I actually had to sit in my pain, which I teach you guys in your root chakra module. So I sat in my pain, and as these waves came through, I had a lot of aha moments about my life and the things I need to change and the patterns I needed to give up. So isolation is a bit beautiful for self-reflection too. Okay? So look forward to that in your journey. It actually, if you use it right, if you don't let fear overtake you, you can actually get this beautiful self-reflection and come out with all these lessons during your isolation. And isolation does amazing things in that way. It can also, it's hard, but it does amazing things. And I want everyone to remember the main point. This too shall pass. We're not going to be in this forever. Use your time wisely. The more you isolate, the less likely you are to get the virus, the more productive you can be. Interesting. But this too shall pass. Use your time wisely. I don't want you guys to come out of this and be like, shit, I spent a couple weeks watching Netflix. A couple weeks can really take you down if you don't do action. Decide for yourself that you're going to keep productive and love your family. Those are the two main things, Now, another thing that Grant Cardone says is follow the money and think outside the box. So it's like, follow the money. Your business has to get creative according to how people are spending their money. What are people spending their money on right now? Put it in the chat below. Can we get some suggestions here? We are in survival mode. They're spending their money on survival things. What else are they spending their money on? Shasta, Monique, Jessica, Canna, what are people spending their money on right now? Toilet paper, that's for sure one of them. Supplies. Games. Interesting, you just said that, Jessica. What do you mean by games? Because they need something to do? Because I actually think she's right. Entertainment. She's right. I thought about that earlier because I think people are spending their money on entertainment. Okay, so what do you, and if you guys can't answer that, what are you guys spending your money on? So I spent my money on a lot of supplies. So supplies, dog food, cat food, food for myself. Ken and I just bought a professional microphone because I know I'm going to be doing a lot of podcasting, right? So I actually bought a microphone so I could do some podcasting. What else have I spent money on? I'm like thinking that's about it. Oh, I still have my Amazon membership. I make sure I have my music. I have some audiobooks. I'm putting a lot of my money into survival things, catching up on my utility bills. Anyone else? What are you guys spending your money on? Candace says food for my family, extra cleaning supplies for my gym. Yeah, cleaning supplies is going to be another thing, right? Just be coaching. Glad to hear that, Canna. Really glad to hear that. And by the way, a shout out to you guys too, like Shasta, Canna. Like Shasta, when you sent me money, I was like, wow, I haven't even had a conversation with her and she's focusing on expanding. You know, that literally went through my mind, Shasta, the other day when you sent me a payment. So, mwah, thank you for supporting me. Groceries, yep. Anything else? This is just really interesting, right? The cleaning supplies is interesting too. We need a place to live. People are paying their rent and focusing on saving money for their mortgage. Extra medication for at home. Pharmacies are crazy right now. This hand sanitizer, whew, this is worth a lot of money right now, even though it's expired. My hot tub is going to be going. Okay? But I'd have to take the cover off and we'd have to sit diagonal from each other. That's more than a meter away in order for you guys to come over. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys about what I'm doing. Had to go to Bath and Body for hand sanitizer. Amazing you even found any, Jessica. Good job. I can you sell that on the black market right now. A cut off finger for hand sanitizer, please. Pretty well. All right. So for me, I'm going to be, so right now in the extended 9-month package, something we have that me and Canna are really going through right now are literally getting your business all lined up, getting your goals straight, getting all your habits going, okay, and planning, organizing, proper habits, lists, goals, manifestation plans. I mentioned these, so I'm going to be dialing into those, planning my months, making sure everything aligns with my goals. And then I'm going to be dialing into my followers more and my current clients. Starting conversations. See, what I'm talking about is, what are my fellow colleagues doing? Not doing. What are the life coaches, the people who help people with their businesses? So they're retreating. A lot of them are going to quit. And I'm going to dial in. I'm going to start messaging people, having conversations with them, delivering a lot of videos and content, tagging people in videos that's going to solve their problem, giving them something when they come into the group, releasing content to you Q&A'ers, you mindset resetters, and just giving you guys, just dialing in and having conversations with people. People don't get messages often where there's a real person having a conversation, checking in how they're doing. Giving them tremendous amount of value. Something that Shasta and I have been doing is just like boom, 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 dialing into connecting with people on social media. We call it 10xing our social media. Videos, content, reaching out. Shasta, one of the biggest things you can do right now is reach out and connect to people. Those DMs on your marketing challenge, right now, Canna, you too, connect with people. One of the best things you can do is connect with people and give them tremendous value to their inbox, talking to them so that they feel that you are in it with them. And you're not one of those toilet paper hoarder, retreating people. We are leaders. We need to show up as that. All of you guys. Be there with people. Talk about this. And really, it is a good time for sales. But I'll tell you, if you show up during this time and do what you need for your clients and following, the sales will be huge on the other end. Special announcement for all of you guys. And the people watching the replay who get the Q&As, Ken, we're sending this replay out to everyone so they can watch it, please. I want everyone to see this. If you are currently part of our Q&A Mindset Reset package, usually you only get one Q&A each month, and you can attend every single Mindset Reset. Now I'm releasing it so that you have the option of coming to every single Q&A for the month of March and the month of April, because I think we do need to be in this together. So I'm just like, fuck it. That's one way I'm just dialing in, deliver what you can, because you guys need me more than ever. I'm not going to retreat. It's like, no, give them everything, because this is when we need to be together. And this is where I can keep on keeping your guys' mindset corrected, giving you guys more content too, right? So we're going to announce that. In fact, Ken, can you put that in an email to all of our subscribers too? You and I can talk about that. For those of you who aren't part of the monthly, you get Mindset Reset every Monday, which is very important during this time. And now all the Q&As for March and April. And then you get a piece of content, which probably going to get a couple pieces of content if I have it my way during this time. We had a Black Friday special, but right now that's $57 Canadian each month. Talk to Ken if you want it. And when we send out the replay, you guys can still sign up. We'll give you until, I don't know, what do I want to give you guys until, let's say, Tuesday at midnight. That's good. But talk to Ken, he can align you, and I think current clients automatically get that, of course. Canna, should my kid go to school tomorrow? Shasta and Canna, can you guys keep your messaging private? Please, if you don't mind. That'd be lovely. Awesome. Ken, I was thinking that, yes, okay, good. Okay, So, the last thing I want to mention in my guidance here is, what do you do when you're freaking out? So during my abortion, I was so depressed I could barely scrape myself out of bed. So I'm just telling you, if you actually get to that point, I'll tell you what knocked me out of it. So in this time, you guys have all the habits that you need right now, but if you're going to take anything, if everything's going to fall by the wayside, you need to keep your mindset right. The 5-minute journal, if you can do that every morning, something very little, okay? Number 2, affirmations when you go pee. Or whatever you do in the bathroom. Affirmations while you're on the toilet. And if you can do those 2 things, that is tremendous. Now this is, of course, if you need to get your habits started or if you're in a place where it's very hard to function, right? Affirmations, 5-minute journal. I am healthy. I am safe is a beautiful. I am healthy, I am safe, I'm taking massive action towards my dreams. Boom. Beautiful. Okay. If you can throw 30-second visualization clips in there, do it. Okay? Ken, we will talk about that email. Okay. When they're also saying follow the money, you know, what are people spending their money on, knowing that? Not just what are people spending their money on, where is their attention going? Their attention is they're on social media. They want to know about the coronavirus. They want to know about how they can get through this. They want the extra little stuff. What can I do while I'm isolated? Where's their attention going? Give them information on that. Okay? Surprisingly, people are spending their money on gym equipment because we're all at home, right? I mean, I think there's going to be a little bit more of a place for online shopping. So now's the time to sell shit on eBay. You know? After the initial panic. Here's another thing too. Some of us are panicking more than others right now. If you go some places, it's not even like when I went to the grocery store today. I had to go to the grocery store for a bit today. Some people actually aren't freaking out. Those people are in a different sort of state. So it's because we're at the beginning stages. As it gets worse, more and more people will freak out. And there's a bit of a stage, right? Where in 2 or 3 weeks, people might start investing a bit as they loosen up a bit. Okay? As far as following the money too, what are the people with money doing right now? Amazon, Facebook has told their, if they can, their employees to work from home. Okay, what are the big people doing? We know they're stocking up and isolating too, right? So just pay attention to that. This too shall pass. Let's make it productive. Okay, I'm ending my podcast here. Follow me during this COVID-19 virus. I will be giving you guys tremendous amounts of things to focus on productively during this time. YouTube, me, 8-Day Chakra Cleanse on Facebook. That's the group. Instagram is Just Be Coaching. Please take a picture of this podcast, post it on your Instagram story, showing everyone that they need to listen to this, because this is a bit of a different take on COVID-19. Because everyone's talking about health, I'm talking about how to expand through it, and I think it's very, very important. Okay? Follow my podcast. Thank you very much. We'll be in touch.